Bottom Line Sports Show with Gerald Brown and Rick Mahorn.
Imagine you trade a Chet Holmgren for a Giannis Antetokounmpo.
These guys are athletic as you know what, and you go like, oh my gosh, where's the fundamentals? Where's the pass first mentality? That's not in the league anymore.
And now here's your host, Gerald Brown and Rick Mahorn.
Back here on the Bottom Line Sports Show, Gerald Brown. And you know what? Yes, it is a glorious time because, believe it or not, yes, you can say it. The Knicks are NBA champions, and it is amazing, a great, great feeling. Joining me now is a gentleman that, again, it's only right to give him his flowers and his just due, an individual that, you know what, is a legend. It's an honor to call him my friend. It's a person that is very, very instrumental in my teenage years. One of the all-time greatest NBA basketball players, quality individual, the legendary Mr. Patrick Ewing. NBA champion Patrick Ewing joining me here on the Bottom Line Sports Show. Patrick, first and foremost, congratulations, man. Job well done. Has it sunk in yet?
You know, every morning. Well, first of all, it's good to see you, young fella. Yeah, I'm going to say young because I know you're closer to my age than the young. But no, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. Every morning since we have won the championship, I get up and pinch myself. You know, I'm like, wake up. It got to be a dream. But obviously it's not. I think that, you know, the team, Jalen, Cat, and everyone on the New York Knicks have done an outstanding job to be able to bring a championship back to New York. I know the fans, and you're definitely one of them, very, very happy for us.
Yes. Talk about the emotions, like you mentioned, for you once the clock hit zero and the final horn went off. What were the emotions that you had and thoughts, if you will?
It was like, man, I can't really believe that it's finally happened. You know, being there and seeing that, you know, we're seconds away, or you know, from becoming world champions. I was in the stands with Alan, John, and Clyde, and Alan and I made our way down to the court, and just being there and watching with bated breath, hoping that they miss free throws, hoping that we get some offensive rebounds and make our free throws. And when the buzzer sounded, man, it was like, even though I wasn't physically out there playing, it was like I was on the floor with them.
Yeah. No, you had a part in it. I just recently talked to Trent Tucker last week, and you know, it was so great to hear these things and stuff. And I've always felt that there was a lot of guys, because it was hard and stuff. But I got to ask you this, because from a personal standpoint, you know, you're very private, right? And I think that more than ever, this championship, in my humble opinion, and this run, it's really opened up the eyes of understanding the pressure and the magnitude that you're coming in from Georgetown, and all the expectations and everything. And it seems like you have softened a lot and stuff like that, because I see you smiling. I see you doing more interviews, because I remember when you was at Georgetown, you were like this. I text you all the, no, I ain't doing that. No, but you seem more like really, really just, again, at peace and just calm and pleasant and stuff like that.
Well, you trying to make me, you trying to make me out to be Shrek. What's up with that, dude? No. Come on now. No, hey, look, when I was a player, I was focused on my task, and that was winning, trying to win a championship. So I blocked everything out. You know, I blocked out the noise. I blocked out the media. I blocked everything. All my goal was trying to be the best player I can possibly be. Now I'm doing like, I'm like you now. I'm a fan. You know, I sit, I chair, I support, I give advice when advice is needed. But for the most part, you know, I'm in a different role now. I'm in a different life. And I just try to be as positive a person that I can possibly be. I do more interviews now than back then, because if I did all the interviews that they wanted me to do back then, I wouldn't be able to focus on what I was trying to do. And maybe it was, we make mistakes when we're growing up. Maybe some of it was I should have done a little bit more, maybe a little bit more, maybe, but I'm proud of the man that I was back then, and I'm definitely proud of the man I became.
No, you definitely should be, because I think more than anything is just understanding the pressure. Like, with every loss, it was your fault and all this other stuff in the win. And, and that's my personal take, because I remember my first year as a ball boy and you guys lost in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was so disappointed. I was crying inside the bathroom stall, and I came out and you said, man, you got to be like a karate man. You got to hurt on the inside, not on the outside. And I remember that. But, one thing I will say, man, and I'm going to let you know this, I personally appreciate you so much, because I understood, as you get older, you understand the responsibilities and all that stuff. And I never forget, my mom came across and saw you at the airport, and I think you had hurt your arm or something. And she called me at the airport and she said, I'm going to go up to him and say, my son. I'm going to speak. I said, please don't. But that man don't like to be bothered. And
your mom was great, man. Your mom was great. She came over and spoke. People always, when they look at my game face, they think that's the way I'm like that all the time. I'm like that, on the court. I'm like that, but sometimes when I'm out in public, I just, want to try to move through spaces. But, for the most part, I think that I'm a nice person. I try to treat people. I try to treat people the way that I would like for them to treat me or my family. But the Knicks, I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so proud. I'm so elated. Just being able to come back and to be able to witness and be a part of this remarkable run that they went on. And, the parade is coming up, and I've never been a part of a parade. So I'm looking forward to that. Seeing all those people go buck wild, hopefully not too wild. And I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm just going to sit back and take in the show.
Yeah. What did it mean, and how impactful was it for you, Patrick, to not only be there on this run, but you were a part of this team this year? And again, I've heard that obviously adding little tidbits, but how impactful was it for you to be up close and be a part of this from day one and really be able to share your wisdom, experience, and knowledge with all of them?
I take my hat off to, the ownership and, Leon and Wes. They brought me back last year. So this is my second season back with the team, to be able to, being on a day-to-day basis, going to practice, going to the games, sitting in on some of the meetings. So I do feel like I am part of it, even though I'm not physically out there playing. I developed some friendships with some of the guys on the team. I, pick up the phone and text and call, talk trash, give advice when advice is needed. So I definitely feel like I'm a part of the team, even though, like I said, I'm not out there physically playing. But it means a lot to be back. It means a lot to feel wanted. This is a place that I've blood, sweat, and tears for 15 years. So it definitely is an integral part of my growth.
Mm-hmm. Do you, when you talk about this parade that's upcoming and stuff like that, what do you think about the impact it will have on the fans? And what has it been like? Because, you guys got off the plane. There were people in the grassy area waiting to receive you guys. And it's different because you guys are in San Antonio. What do you think it means to this team, to this city? Because I was here and, I just saw people crying and tears of joy was not something that was like looked upon as, awkward or whatever, but it was something because it meant so much to these people. Have you thought about really the impact it has on this fan base that's been
Oh yeah.
so long.
Oh, when you look at, of course, we weren't there to see all the stuff that was going on, but we see it on videos. We see the people climbing. I mean, from the first round, they were going buck wild. From the first round, and then, I told some of the guys that let's win it in San Antonio, because if we have to go back to New York and win it, they might burn the city down. They might burn the city down, but. It's been a long time coming. I know I listened to Clyde and all those guys talk about in 70 and 73 when they won it. I was still in Jamaica at that time. I didn't even know about basketball at that time. And, it's been a long time coming. I wish that, in my era, we could have brought one back to the city. But, it wasn't in the cards for us. But we have one now. And, I feel elated. I feel blessed. Whatever words you want to use to describe it, I just feel at peace, and I'm very happy for for Mike Brown, for Leon, for Wes, for Mr. Dolan, for the whole New York area, the whole tri-state. And all the Knicks fans all over the world, because we have fans all over the world.
Yeah. Patrick, before I let you get on out of here, a couple more and stuff, and really appreciate this. Now that you've gone through this journey, and obviously with this team, from the coaching standpoint and really the observation too, because obviously coaching at Georgetown and being an assistant in the NBA, as well as playing at an elite level and all the success you have obtained, what do you think it takes to win an NBA championship? What would be that key ingredient?
Talent. Talent. You have to have talent. And sometimes you got to be lucky. Yeah. Sometimes you have to be lucky. When you look at the series, if we didn't do what we did against Atlanta and to be able to come out of that series, we wouldn't be champions. It takes, it could be an injury here, an injury there that could derail a talented squad from getting an opportunity to play for a title. You look at San Antonio; they are one of the talented teams in the league. They're young, but they're very talented, and I think that this experience of making it to the finals, and whatever mistakes they might have made, learning from it, and they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. But I think that talent is definitely a huge part of it, because if you don't have the talent, I don't care how smart you are or how great of a coach you think you are, if you don't have the pieces to the puzzle, it's not going to happen. And then you have to. Sometimes it's just going to be lucky. Yeah. No, that's thing. It's just when you look at it. I've always said that it just wasn't the time for the Knicks, right? And it's the same situation with the San Antonio Spurs. It's luck, it's talent, and it's timing, because, again, you guys always went out there, and I think nobody went out there with the intent on losing. It just wasn't the time and stuff. And it wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, it wasn't in the cards. And closing, like I said before, man, I mentioned it at the start of the show, it was a joy to be around you guys, because that was so pivotal and crucial in my upbringing, to be around individuals such as yourself that really had an impact on me, to see people that looked like me, that achieved success, but more importantly, were just humble and down to earth, and understanding the pressures that went on with it. And, it's so funny. I remember you were talking about the fact is, I think when they did the poster night and they tore the posters up and all that stuff. And, that I would imagine that had to bother you and stuff, because, maybe people didn't realize how much you cared and wanted to win for the Knicks and stuff. And to have you a part of this journey, it means a lot. And I'm so thankful and grateful that, the powers that be, from Mr. Dolan to Leon Rose and Wes, having you a part of that means a lot, because, again, it's different from afar, but understanding what you contributed to this team. And I say personally, thank you so much, because, it was tough. You give me some hard times and stuff like that and make me want to try to go upside your head and stuff. But you know what? Your heart was always in a great place. And I'm glad you're doing this, because not only you just said that you're at peace. You could see it, man. And you're smiling, and I'm happy for you, man. And I really, really mean that from the bottom of my heart, man. And I'm gonna keep checking in on you, see how
I
you
appreciate
doing.
that. And
listen,
I just want to give you your flowers. I've seen you from a young teenager to now an old man like me. And I know your dad, you're a father, so I'm proud of the man that you've become.
thank you so much, man. And listen, man, early happy Father's Day.
To you as well.
Congratulations, NBA champion. Go enjoy yourself, man. And relax.
NBA champions, baby.
NBA, New York Knicks, NBA champion.
Yes.
Patrick,
I appreciate
thank
you,
so
boss.
much, man. Enjoy it, all right?
And tell Ricky missed out.
Yeah, we got to get them together. Appreciate it, man.
All right, baby.
All right, later.
All right,
Patrick
later.
Ewing, enjoy to be here on the Bottom Line Sports Show.